Ugh.
Hello, everybody. Aloha.
Aloha.
Welcome.
Going. Happy Thursday, people.
Yes, welcome. This is the Accountability Success Circle weekly. What are we calling it? Oh my gosh.
Quickie.
It is our weekly quickie where we are just giving you just the tips. I am Gary Ware, and I am with my amazing partner here, Apryl Schlueter from The Cheerful Mind. And we're going to get started. If you can just down below, let us know where you're coming from. Hit those little hearts and clappy hands and all of those things so that we know, so that you know what's going on. Feel free to engage. We joined forces and we've created something completely amazing that is called the Accountability Success Circle. And it's our job to help you get more done while having fun. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, but just want to let you know this week we're doing a little bit something different with our tips. And we're talking about happiness because, I feel like that is something that is important, especially as we're going into this holiday season, which can be filled with a lot of stress and anxiety. And we thought something light and fun would be great for your Thursday. And the theme, as you can see in the description, wherever that is what are 3 holidays that will help you be happier, that will induce happiness? And let's just get into it. Are you ready, Apryl? How are you doing, by the way?
I am doing great. Rough start to the week, but I'm turning around, and then it's Friday, so of course it's gonna be Friday soon. Not yet, but it's going to. So that's making me even more happy.
Yes.
One of our holidays that promote happiness Friday, right?
Yes. Yeah, Sherry says hi. Hello to everyone out there. All right, let's jump into it. Let's get started. The first one, I'll take the first one.
Yes, you do it.
And the first one is Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrate towards the end of the year, it does promote happiness, because I like everyone to just take a moment and think about when you were a kid and thinking about Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whenever you happen to celebrate, and think about how it made you feel. The anticipation, getting together with families. And the cool thing about, why I like to just bring up, Christmas, is that when we were kids and we anticipated something, the gifts or whatever it may be, we got that sense of a dopamine, in our bodies. And that, is that feel-good drug that makes us more focused. It helps us, just feel good. And Sean Acor, who talks about, he's a happiness psychologist, he talks about when you can anticipate something in your calendar that you're looking forward to, sometimes you're more happier than when the actual event comes. And I know as, we've gotten older as adults, we sometimes forget about that. We forget about like the magic of the holidays. But I like you to just, instead of thinking about like all that you have to do, or I have to buy these gifts, or I have to go spend time with family, think about what you are grateful that you actually get to do this thing. And that short reframe will help you be happier. And Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. And it's funny because I'm a big Christmas fan, and the moment Halloween was over, I was like, can we start singing Christmas carols yet? So
Rating.
Yeah. What about you? What's your thoughts on Christmas?
I love it. I mean, and, again, whatever holiday you celebrate at the end of the year, I think even just the end of the year holidays are just so fun because it not only brings you the sense of kind of celebrating a year that's gone by. It really brings people together. It allows you to give to others, with all the presents and all of that stuff. And there's just so much, all the songs, right? I mean, there's no other holiday um in terms of Christmas and all that have all of these songs. And I'm just a lover of music, so being able to sing along and you know Frosty the Snowman and Jingle Bells, all of those things, or listening to Mariah Carey's "What I Want for Christmas" or all.
Right.
Right. It just brings so much happiness to me as one of the top holidays that promote happiness.
Yeah.
I'd like to share number two, if that's okay.
Yeah. Let's jump into it. What's number two?
People might argue this because I know that there can be a spectrum of emotions that come up for this type of holiday, and maybe people won't even technically consider this a holiday, but I do, and that is birthdays. I think birthdays are a time of the year that promotes happiness in in interesting ways. One, it's celebrating another year of wisdom. If you want to reframe and think about it in
Yes.
like another year of just getting older and stuff starting to break, right? Um, but what I like about this is that it's kind of uh, along with New Year's and maybe the start of an academic year, that time after summer, those both are times of the year where you get to kind of start over in a sense. And I feel that birthdays are that third opportunity. So if your New Year's resolutions didn't work, or you're kind of frazzled at the beginning of a new academic year, this is the third chance that you can start over, because it is your own personal new year. And when it comes to setting goals or doing something new, you want to have those opportunities so that you can kind of minimize those times, that the oops times that didn't work out as well. So that's why I think birthdays are awesome. I thought about next year for me, and I think Gary, you too, right? We're both turning 40 next year.
40. Big 40.
The world. So, I mean, especially the decade milestones, it's like a start of a new era and maybe the end of our 30s, which is sad, but still, it's this really awesome opportunity to start this whole decade off fresh. So there's just all these opportunities for new beginnings, and that's why I think that it's such a great holiday. How about you, Gary? What do you think about that?
No, I agree. I love birthdays. The fact that, again, it's the anticipation of like, oh my gosh. Um, and, to April's point, some people will debate us on this, and, they dread their birthdays, but just think about, that sort of reset and, throwing the science out there. That's why people love and anticipate the new year so much, is because it's a reset. So anytime you're feeling bogged down with anything, if you could just reset and start over, wipe the slate clean, it's almost like that zen-like feeling that, of like, all right, what else can I do? The feeling of possibility. So yes, I agree. I really enjoy birthdays. And, just before we jump into the next one, if you have any sort of comments on any of these, feel free to leave them in the comments. What do you think? What are some of the holidays that you enjoy that bring happiness for you? But yes, I thoroughly enjoy birthdays. And I think we can go into the last one. Number three.
Coming up is
Thanksgiving.
With the turkeys and no, wait, I don't know. I'm just making up stuff now. We kind of planted this because this is, a holiday that is coming up. It's kind of the kickoff to the whole holiday season, and then following with all the shopping craziness and all that with Black Friday and all the different sales days and all that. But I think what I love about Thanksgiving is the opportunity to think about connection, to be grateful and happy. So of course that promotes happiness, and you have all the excuses in the world to eat to your heart's content, and there's no shame, which is Awesome. So I think Thanksgiving is just a great kickoff to that holiday season. And yeah, what do you have, Gary?
Also, Thanksgiving. Some of the great things about Thanksgiving: football. If you like football, uh, not having to work, even though a number of the people that we work with and we know are entrepreneurs, and to be honest, if they didn't have other people around them, they probably would forget that there was a holiday or a day not to work. But again, giving yourself that excuse to not do something, to reset, and you're probably picking up on a little sort of pattern here that any of these holidays or things that we're talking about could be perceived positive or negative. And it's all about the choice to see the good in it. And, in some of the work that we do, we talk about awareness and mindset. And if you choose to respond a certain way, then you will get is that whole confirmation bias. You will start to see all the things that will confirm what you believe. And so, yeah, Thanksgiving's amazing. Get to sleep in. For us, me and my family, we drive up and we see my wife's family, and it's a lot of fun. And it's just these traditions that just make you feel good. And then the next day we put the lights up, which is it's a really fun tradition, and makes you feel good just thinking about it.
Yay. And on that note, considering the fact that Thanksgiving is just 2 weeks away,
Yep.
2 weeks away. So on Thanksgiving Day, we will not be doing a quickie, but we will have one more next week, right before. But we wanted to share this because this kind of segues into our topic for the month, the theme of the month in the Accountability Success Circle, which is recognition. And we tend to always think about the gratitude and the gratefulness and all of these things that we are thankful for because it's Thanksgiving, but we also want to make sure that we are recognizing our own gifts and our own brilliance and being grateful for the things that we have to offer. But that said, because I know that sometimes people tend to get overwhelmed with the idea of the holidays because of all the shopping that has to be done, all the decorating, all the, planning travel, the parties, all of that. Sometimes we can feel overwhelmed and not so positive. And so we wanted to make sure that you went into this holiday season with the most positive mindset possible. So next, was it Wednesday, Thursday, the 9th? Tuesday. I'm all wrong. Next Tuesday, we're actually going to be here live or do a live webinar through the ASC talking about how to make the most of your holiday season. And we're going to talk about, different ways that you can end on a high note rather than feeling overwhelmed before you go into 2020, right? I mean, we spent last month talking about, setting up a plan for 2020. So we want to make sure that you feel as energized as possible throughout some of these things that happen in the holiday season that can be overwhelming, can seem daunting, can seem crazy. And making sure that your overwhelming stress is met with intention and ease. And so and we'll share in that 3 strategies to ensure that your holidays are filled with peace and joy. And they might not be what you think. So it'll be a fun conversation. But if you are interested in checking that out, Gary, I'll put a link to that
Down there.
right there. But that said, if you're also really just curious about what the Accountability Success Circle is and want to learn more about what we do in this community, we are this small but mighty right now community that we are intending to grow and expand in 2020. So stay tuned for that. But you can find out more. And Gary, you're going to switch the link to check it out on either Gary's website or my website to learn more about the ASC. So that's all I have to say.
Yes, same here. Just a quickie, and we'll see you next time.
See you next week. All right.
Bye. Like, it takes forever for this thing to close down. All right. Hold the smile.
Let's do things.